Maddie, also known as Hello Interloper here. So, first of all, before we begin, I just want to say thank you to the 2 people who used my invite code since my last video. Now I have 500 polys, which means that I'm prepared for the next Fever Festival. When that's going to be, who knows, but I'm hoping to pull another festival unit so that way I can possibly make more Wizard and Ultimate walkthroughs. At least that's my ultimate goal, to be able to make as many walkthroughs as possible. Because I know that the guides themselves, sometimes they don't have screenshots or something, so sometimes watching a video is kind of the best way to learn it. So, before we begin, Hikoboshi does give a lot of achievements. Just clearing Wizard, Legend gives you 1 each. You also get a bunch of titles, which is pretty cool. If you heard a weird sound just then, that's my stomach. I'm really hungry. So you get a bunch of titles from Legend and Wizard, and this is, of course, with you initiating it. But also, you unlock achievements based on how many of the Hikoboshi units you get. And apparently, it looks like you get more of Hikoboshi. Now, who knows whether 99 bugging it gives you poly or not, but when I do know, I will let you know. Now, Hikoboshi Invades is an interesting wizard quest because it has a lot of gimmicks, but the main gimmick you're going to encounter is Protect. So make sure you bring at least 1 or 2 units that use Protect, unless you're going in a pub. In that case, you want to possibly use a strategy that just employs tons of fever. If you have an almost or full party of garnets, you can pretty much use fever constantly, and you don't even need Protect Break. Even if you have just 1 garnet, it really helps a lot. And honestly, this wizard quest really isn't that difficult. There will be a lot of gimmicks, though, so you don't want to bring, let's say, a team where everybody has low recovery. Just because you want to recover from certain attacks, most attacks will do about 8,000, 7,000, 5,000 sometimes. But the main thing is gimmicks, and there's going to be skill lock, heart lock. There's going to be, I believe, if you take too long on one of the stages, there's a recovery reduced by 100%. And I believe there's also a heart absorption and green timers, but by that time you should probably have fever and be able to go through that. But just generally, not really difficult. I've been in quite a few pubs and we have not died at all. So it looks like it's rather easy. So I'm going to play solo so that way I could take it slow and explain everything. And if you don't have a, close to full Protect team, you can bring a, Protect Break unit, but if you want to go the Garnet way, bring a Garnet with you and your own Garnet and just fever the heck out of him. I'm going to bring Morse, and I'm also going to bring Troy because Troy's max bugged, and then I got 2 other converters and Protect Breaks, sorry. Napoleon and Hogusai. Now, you don't really need a team that's like this. I'm just bringing this because it's kind of easy to get through. I don't want this walkthrough to take too long. But in general, honestly, you don't need Orohime at all. As I said in my previous video, it's probably not worth even pulling Orohime because Orohime is actually worse than the wizard itself, which is kind of lame, and she doesn't have a lot of use outside of this quest. Alright, so, here we have 2 Mai's and Kaguya in the middle, and it's kind of funny because Kaguya shows up in seemingly a lot of Wizard or Ultimates or whatever, but anyway, what you want to do is you want to take out the Mai's on both sides. In this case, I'm taking down the Mai with the lowest cooldown, hoping to take it out in 1 turn. Probably won't, because this board is not exactly set up very nicely. let's see. Oh, managed to. Okay, yeah, I kind of forgot how easy these Mai's are. So you just want to take them down. Honestly, this is really not a difficult quest at all. And if somebody uses the hearts, it's not the end of the world, simply because you're not really going to be taking that much damage. So here's the first hit, 7,000, really not scary at all. I mean, I'm assuming that you're bringing a full 6-star team, or you're in a pub with a full 6-star team. But I'm sure you can bring a 5-star and it's not that bad anyway. Alright, so... these are probably not going to connect, that's alright. Just now going to use an AoE ability, and it only does about, yeah, 8.4k. You don't really have to worry too much. Like I said, you're not going to be taking that much damage, but you do want to keep your health up if possible. Oh my gosh, my stomach is growling. I'm so hungry. It's almost breakfast time. Oh, this is such an annoying board. Things are just not aligning for me. But she's dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so now we have Aphrodite, and she's going to do a skill bind for 5 turns, which is quite a pain. Unfortunately, you just have to go through it and wait. I'm going to start building up the board a little bit. I know, isn't that painful to look at everybody's skills at 1, and I can't even use any of them. Come on, let's make a nice chain there. There we go. Alright, so high damage to a single unit does 8.8k. At this point, I'm hopefully going to be able to chain together these. Nice. Well, like I said, you don't have to bring a healing unit, but if you do have a unit that can heal or has a pretty high recovery, it's probably a good idea. You don't want to use all low recovery units, unless you're doing the garnet tactic. Sorry about that. That was quite a mouthful. Now you want to try to take her down rather quick, because she's going to start doing, yeah, things like that. Which is kind of painful. Alright, so now I finally have my abilities back. Gonna wipe out some of the hearts here. And go ahead and do this. And don't be afraid to use skills or even fever. There's really no reason to hoard your skills in fever at all. Alright, so hopefully this will get me some health back. There we go, that's a lot of health. And Aphrodite's probably going to go down right now. Good. Yeah, you don't want to keep her around too long, because she starts getting a little scary. Alright, so now we have Gracia and Yamata no Orochi. And from the pubs I've been in, most people go for Orochi first. I'm not really sure if either one is more beneficial than the other. but I'm just going to go with what everyone else has been doing and kill her first. So, I have quite a few hearts on the board, so I'm going to just go ahead and use Morse's ability. You don't need to have a unit as good as Morse with you. I just happen to have her on my helper list. Alright. Pretty good. Now, these two, they're not really going to be that scary. They're going to use attacks that are about 5k each on you. I would recommend skilling through or fevering through these guys. Just because I'm not sure what they have later on. Honestly, every group I've been in just usually fevers through or skills through these two. Alright, so at this point it's going to protect all hearts. I don't have any hearts up here, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh, come on, look at that yellow blockage right there. Alright, so I finally got hearts back. What he's going to use next is a red conversion, I believe. So if you set up the board, you're going to have greens, which is okay. Yeah, there we go. Everything that was red is now green, which would be good if you had a, actually, Napoleon's ability would be pretty good for that, but if you even have a unit that converts green to CP, at that point, it'd be quite useful to leave red on the board so it all turns green. I don't want to use the hearts, but I'm just going to go ahead. I probably should have positioned that better. Oh, I got those greens in a nice line. That's good. Alright, he's going to do high damage to a single unit. You can see he's doing 10k now, just a little higher than before. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. I have no idea if you guys can hear my stomach rumbling or not. If you can, that's pretty embarrassing. Alright, I think at this point what I'm going to do is go ahead and convert these. Any unit that has a conversion is pretty good to bring. That's why Garnet's pretty good, but also the fact that Garnet just raises the fever gauge by a crazy amount. Alright, so he's going to use a heart absorption ability next, which means I want to quickly take him down. Because it's going to be heart absorption, but also an AoE attack. So I'm going to try to do as much damage as possible and take him down. The really nice thing about this boss is the fact that he only has 2 bars instead of the usual 3. So it definitely makes things easier. Okay, so we're on to the second bar now. I've got Fever, I've got 2 abilities open. Sorry, skills. Abilities are passive. I always tend to say that. Alright, so he's going to protect hearts now. Which doesn't matter because I have a full protect team except for Troy. I'm going to go ahead and convert these, just kind of power through. At this point, you just want to power through them the best you can. use everything you've got. If you use about 2 skills on fairly good units, you can pretty much take them out on the first hit. I've definitely seen it done before. Otherwise, 2 turns is also fine. If it's longer, I'm not really sure what he's going to use. The thing is, he gets hit so easily that you can definitely power through. See what I mean? That was pretty simple, actually. I didn't even use Napoleon's ability. Don't tell me this is what real love is. Yeah, real love is getting a wizard unit drop right after you kill them. So anyway, during the Tanabata Star Festival, you'll be able to take part in a mission where you can get a Bug 7 Hikoboshi. I'm not sure where that comes from, because I haven't seen a Bug 7 Hikoboshi yet. Maybe it's the one that you get from achievements, or it's a typo, because I know Orihime comes with 7 bugs. When you pull her from the hatcher, it says right on the hatcher, don't worry, I didn't pull Orihime, and we're giving you bad advice or anything. Ooh, yes, another unit. And another. Okay, that was pretty good. But anyway, if you bring a full max bug team, you have a pretty good chance of getting over 5 units. And the nice part is, if you do get bits from a bug roll, you get 40,000. Just like you get a chance from getting it for clearing. So, got 3 from that. Solo, which is really not bad at all. You will get ducks and frogs as well as apples. And occasionally Mai will probably drop. I think I got Mai before from this. But in general, the whole point is to get as many of these as you can, so you can hopefully max bug him. He's a really good unit as far as wizards go. And he's actually way better than Orihime, which is funny. So before we go forward, I just want to show you guys the unit as a 5-star in my inventory here. Here's Hikoboshi, spawn up to 7 green bombs, large, and chance heart bombs drop for 2 turns, and massive damage to 1 enemy, plus medium boost to green recovery for 2 turns. I'm going to quickly show you the 6-star version. Where is he? There it is. No, I don't want to look at the unit. I want to look at the Awakened version. Oh, okay, so it's spawn up to 7 green bombs large and chance heart bombs drop for 2 turns. Ultra damage to 1 enemy, plus medium boost to green recovery for 2 turns. And for the Awakening, you're going to need Mikado, which is just a normal unit. And then Reflect and Mirror. So make sure if you do awaken him that you do not use your Reflect and Mirror that you've built for Tower of the Queen, if you do have one. Just be very careful, because that would really suck to use that as a material. And then, of course, you need a green hatter, which really isn't that bad to get. I mean, sometimes... actually, I don't know if currently it's active. Oh, I can't even check. I would have to start fusing stuff. I'm not going to do that. But I know last week the hatters were only on Friday. Or this week, actually. I don't know. I don't know if they added the week-long hatters back into the game. They do it almost with every event. So, who knows? But either way, he's going to be a good unit. Make sure that you definitely participate in this event, and hopefully you can get as many as possible before the event is over and max bug him. Anyway, best of luck to everybody, and take care.